See, 3-1, 3-1 in your last 4 games. How can you build on that going into these final 2 home games and nothing else?
Taking each and every practice personal. Obviously, opportunities are limited, and we know that. So just be grateful for why you are here. Remember why you are here. And as for me, going out there and putting your best foot forward for the guys, for the team, and continue to lead.
Because you guys play Sunday night, will it be hard not to scoreboard watch a little bit on
Nope.
Sunday?
It ain't gonna be hard, not for me.
Why so?
Because at the end of the day, you got to go out there and win your game. You can only do so much watching, and watching can only get you so far.
How much pride do you take this year, despite all the injuries, everything that's gone on? Top 3 in catches, receiving yards. You held out, but you're still putting up the numbers anyway.
Right. Man, I'm prideful in everything I do, right? And with that, all the work that I put in the offseason, I can hear myself. All the work that I put in the offseason, man, is showing fruition, and that I'm grateful, and I'm going to continue to do that. And that's just the person I am, the player that I am, very dedicated to my craft. Obviously hardworking, and I'm willing to pull out a dub. And if that's me go for 100 yards or 50 yards, whatever the case may be, whatever it retains, I'm with it.
See, when you know a team like them pressures as much as they do as a receiver, how can you kind of best help out Coop?
Get open early. Get open from the jump. Obviously, guys, with pressure comes physical DBs to try to knock off the timing. And with that, you just got to be prepared, use your hands, and take the fight to them. And for us, obviously, the guys, they might seem one more than we can handle. So just having our eyes and ears open, available to any run solutions and attack.
How do you help the younger guys like Tolbert and Brooks to stay involved? Because a lot of the ball's going to go to you, but obviously Cooks came back, a new quarterback, and they're young guys. They're still trying to find their way. How do you keep them involved in things?
I mean, everybody has to go through that realm of learning and then being a second or third option. And for those guys, it's all a learning process. Do whatever you got to do for the team to win, and obviously stay open and stay ready. And for them, I told them that because you never know, they might show one and then go 2 double. Like it can go any kind of way. And for us, as for me, obviously I'm going to create separation and do what I got to do for my one-on-ones. But if I get double, then they do a great job. I'm relying on my guys to be open. So with that, I tell them, man, take it with a grain of salt, man. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and you gotta be a dog in it.
What was that like for you in 2020 when you came in and Amari was the guy?
Absolutely. And MG had just came off. They both had just came off 1,000, so I knew that coming in. And my mentality wasn't to come in and compete with those guys. My mentality was to come in and actually help those guys because you never know what was going to happen. Once again, when I was on the field, when I was a youngin', my responsibility was to make sure nobody gets double. Because if they doubling them, then I'm getting one-on-one, and that's a problem. So with that, I take it with everything in me, man. I'm working. So with that, I'm trying to integrate that in them and then understand the situation and scenario.
When did you feel like I'm the vet in the room? Because remember when you came in, as you said, Amari was the vet.
Right. Year three. Year 3 was a year that I kind of, because year 1 was obviously everything eye-opening, no fans. And then, like, year 3 was kind of when the league actually became the league with the fans and all the cameras, camaraderie, craziness. So, yeah, that was a real moment for me.
Todd Bowles' defenses are not only known for pressure, but also disguising coverages.
Right.
How much of a challenge is that at the line of scrimmage for you guys?
You got to trust your eyes, read your keys, and that's where the pre-practice adjustments and everything in practice leading up to it, you got to trust it. That's where the coaches come in, and as far as the preparation going throughout the week, it's mandatory. Trust your keys, like I said, and as for me, I got to read safeties, and safeties ain't gonna lie, bro. They can only do so much. Besides, when he come from the line of scrimmage and all the way in the middle of the field, that's kind of crazy. But shout out Todd, man. He do a great job of disguising those guys and hiding them.
What to you has been the hardest part of the season?
Wow, I wasn't expecting that one. What to me has been the hardest part of the season. At the beginning was getting adjusted. Obviously, not having a training camp, that was difficult. And then once I kind of got acclimated as far as health, recovery, and all those type of things, just staying focused and continue to be who I am. Obviously, carrying the heavy load is what I do, and it's who I am as a player, and just preparing my mental and my physical body for it. So with that, just overcoming a lot of nicks and knacks throughout the season and staying strong.
You never let the losing get to you?
No.
You're about 130 yards away from having more receiving yards in your first 5 years than Jerry Rice had in his first 5. Just when you think about who Jerry Rice is and how impactful he was for the position you play, just what does it mean to you to have your name in that same breath?
That's tough. I was not expecting that one either. Y'all hit me with haymakers. But obviously, everything that Jerry's done for the league and for this game, man, it's a huge honor to even be remotely close to him within the first 5 years, and all the success that he's had. Shout out to him, and obviously he's the GOAT at my position. So with that, take it with a grain of salt, man, and keep it going.
CeeDee, a lot of guys talk about how smart Cooper is.
Right.
Can you give us an example of something where you're like, man, how did you know that? How did you see that? How did you judge for that?
Quarterback is the hardest position in the league, and in order to be able to even play that or succeed in this level, you got to have some type of smart or imagination, if you will, and kind of like foreshadowing in the same sense, because you got to predict what the defense is going to go into. You got to predict who's blitzing, regardless of the disguise. And man, it's an art back there, and for him to be back there doing what he's doing, it's pretty talented.
See, you're good friends with Hurts and with Kyler. What's
sure.
your relationship with Baker? You got any kind of Baker stories?
Still my guys. I can't really.
Yep.
I just hope you don't win this weekend. How about that? But yeah, no, those are my guys, man. He brought me in from fresh out of high school. Kind of got me acclimated to this whole little realm of real football and not so much fun. It was fun in college, but that's when it starts to become a business. You got to prioritize different things, and I had him in my corner. Obviously, he won the Heisman that year, so it was huge. Just being able to play with him was phenomenal, and once again, wish him luck, not a dub.
Baker Mayfield?
Baker.
Okay, got it.
Against the Panthers, you and Cooper, you guys had a couple miscues, but you also had several critical and big plays. Just through your eyes, where are you guys as far as the chemistry and the timing as far as how it's coming along?
Still growing, man. I feel like the season, throughout a half a season, is only so far you can get, but with us, I feel like we definitely accelerated through the clouds. With as far as being in tune with keys, him reading my body language on routes, kind of expecting where I'm going to be, and me just being where I need to be. And I feel like with that, fireworks are going to go off, big plays are going to happen, and things are going to happen. We just got to stick to the script and continue to do that, and with that comes success.
That's the hardest part this year for you, just looking at your teammates, so many injuries have occurred. Not so much on offense, but also on defense, just the whole team overall.
Yeah, man, injuries this game is not, loyal to anybody, and I feel like just treating your body, taking care of your body is part of the season. Like it's its own job itself. So it's tough, man, when you got one nick here and then the next week is something else. Stand on top of one thing, 1 week at a time, and that's for us. It sucks. We got the injury bug this year again, but for us, we having a couple guys come back, and I'm happy for them. And for those that haven't came back yet, praying for a speedy recovery, obviously, and a successful surgery, but wish that never happened to him.
Cavante.
Have you taken any shots or anything on the play? Are you body well?
I'm pretty fine. Pretty fine. Yeah, I have.
How many times?
Too many questions.
Cavante is 150 pounds, but shows a knack for breaking tackles. Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. I've seen Turp. I played against him in college for 3 years, and now here we are for another 4, so 7 years. Mm-hmm. I've been watching him break tackles for a long time, and he's been very dynamic in that realm, and just watching him be explosive and be who he is as a player. It's a great thing to see.
But even like the physicality, does that surprise? I mean, the fact that you can run through guys.
Not at all, man. I've seen it. Listen, when you've seen it and you understand it, and he does it multiple times, I feel like it's kind of expected in a sense. So I just need him to keep getting down a little bit more, just a little bit, not much, but keep being him.
Do you know why you can? Do you know why? Like,
wait, what happened?
Do you know why some receivers and some players can wear those Nike Grinch cleats, but then you couldn't wear the cleats that you wore in the game? Like, is there a reason behind any of that?
I don't know. Let's ask the NFL. I wore my Grinch cleats, but you never know.
So yeah, so what's the difference between you wearing those and the ones you wear in this game?
I'm the player that's wearing them. I don't have no answer for you.
You get fined a lot early in your career.
Listen, I got fined a lot this year. Bro, I'm like a target. I don't get it. I do feel like I'm dressing the same way as other guys. Not saying they should get fined too. I just feel like I should not get fined either.
In Carolina, did they tell you like during the first half or at halftime?
Nah, they didn't tell me in the first half. They told me at halftime.
Do you ever go to those uniform guys before the game and say, am I good?
Yeah. I tried all the – yeah, bro, they not feeling me. They not feeling me at all. I don't know what I did or what I've done. If I've done anything, I apologize. But
How do they tell you halftime you're not in compliance?
They tell my EQ guy come pass a message and say they're going to take you out the game if you don't change your shoes. And I'm like, all right, bet. All right. I'll change them. They strike again.
We'll wrap up with Don.
What's the funniest thing you've heard Brock say on the field?
Oh my God, no. It's not really funny. It's kind of more so aggressive, to say the least. But I definitely try to give him a heads up and a warning because as we all know, I'm like one of probably the most fined players in the league. Like I get fined often. I don't know why. So I kind of tell him like, just chill, bro. I don't want you to lose your money. So that was a whole lot of that going on.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Hey there. Let's talk about something that's been on my mind lately, our salary cap situation. Have you noticed how a massive chunk of it is tied up in just 3 players? Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and soon, Micah Parsons when he gets his well-deserved payday. Now, don't get me wrong, these guys are incredible talents. But with so much money going their way, how are we supposed to bring in the reinforcements we need? It's like trying to build a mansion on a budget meant for a shed. There's no room to maneuver, and that's where I want to hear from you. Do you think this is the right approach? Is it worth investing so heavily in just a few stars, or should we be spreading the wealth to create a more balanced team? Let me know in the comments. Maybe we can even start a poll. Vote, big stars or balanced squad. Stick around, because we're just getting started. The next thing we need to talk about is how those wins at the end of the season might not have been the blessing they seemed. Alright, let's dive into something that might sting a little, those wins we picked up recently. Sure, it feels good to see the team finish strong, but have you thought about what it cost us? Winning those games pushed our draft position out of the top 15 for 2025. Here's the deal. In the NFL, the draft is like a lifeline. It's where you find those young, affordable talents who can turn the tide for your team. Being outside the top 15 means we're missing out on some of the best prospects available, and honestly, this could hurt us in the long run. What do you think? Was it worth it to grab those wins, or should we have played it smarter and aimed for a better draft spot? Drop your opinion in the comments, and let's see where everyone stands on this tough question. Now, this brings me to something even more critical: the coaching staff. We'll get into that next. Could new minds on the sidelines be the spark we need? Let's talk about the sideline situation, my friend, our coaching staff. Now, I know this might hit a nerve, but we've got to face it, the creativity just isn't there. We've got talent on this roster, but it feels like the current coaches aren't maximizing what we have. Think about it. With a tight salary cap, you need a coaching staff that can innovate, adapt, and find ways to win with the pieces already in place. Unfortunately, that's not what we're seeing. It's like we're stuck in neutral when the rest of the league is shifting into high gear. So, here's where I need your input. If you could bring in a new head coach or offensive coordinator, who would it be? Let's make it fun. Drop your dream coaching pick in the comments. And hey, maybe we can run a vote. Which coach would turn the Cowboys around? The truth is, coaching is a massive part of any team's success, and if we want to see the Cowboys rise again, we need fresh ideas and bold strategies. Speaking of rising again, let's move on to what it's going to take to bring success back to Dallas. Let's be real, there's nothing like the pride of seeing the Cowboys at the top. But lately, it feels like we've been chasing that success instead of living it. So, what's missing? What needs to change to bring back the winning culture in Dallas? For starters, we need a clear vision, both on and off the field. The players are there, the talent is there. What's lacking is the strategy to make it all work together. Whether it's smarter drafting, better use of cap space, or fresh leadership, something's got to give. Here's my question to you. If you could change one thing about the Cowboys today, what would it be? Let's brainstorm in the comments. Who knows? Maybe Jerry Jones will take a peek. We all want the same thing, a team we can believe in again. And that's why the future of the Cowboys depends on more than just talent. It depends on bold decisions. Let's wrap this up with some thoughts on what lies ahead. Here's the truth: the future of the Dallas Cowboys isn't set in stone. With the right changes, we can turn things around. But it's going to take smart decisions, creativity, and, honestly, a little pressure from fans like you and me. So, let me ask you, what do you think is the most important step forward for this team? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're as passionate about the Cowboys as I am, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll keep this conversation going, and, who knows, Maybe we'll see change together.